Sarah, are we live?
Yeah, I think so.
Anthony, are we live? Let me know. All right, guys, we are up and away. Welcome to the live stream of the Practice Acceleration podcast. We're up to episode number 85, and we are talking the 6 reasons why your healthcare business isn't growing fast enough. If you are tuning into this and listening actually on the podcast, you are listening to a recording of our live stream. If you'd like to tune into the live streams in the future, please check us out on Practice Acceleration on our Facebook page.
Yeah.
And I know that'll be really valuable to watch in because you guys are watching. So guys, if you are watching this on the live stream, type in hi, type in hey.
So
love to know who's in there.
Yeah, guys, type in hi, see who's joining us. We'll give you guys a couple more seconds to make sure that everyone can get on before we jump into this.
100%. So we're talking about the 6 reasons why your healthcare business isn't growing fast enough. Now, if you're following us, if you've been following us for any period of time, then likely you are not only are exceptional at what you do in healthcare, because we only work with the good guys, but you also want to grow a really powerful business. But even when you're dedicated and you're smart and you're really good at what you do, you get to this point and you're like, hey, why am I not growing fast enough? Like we hear this all the time, even from seasoned business experts, don't we?
Seasoned business experts. It happens to us too as well. You get to a point and you kind of hit a roadblock, you're kind of stuck and you're like, how am I meant to push through that part?
Exactly. Like why are you doing all the right stuff? Yeah. You're pushing hard. You're seemingly doing all the right strategies. You're doing what used to work perhaps, and then you just hit this wall, or you're growing, but you're not growing fast enough in relation to either number 1, where you want to be, or number 2, where other people you've seen out there are actually going. So the purpose of this podcast, this episode today, this live stream, is to actually shine a light on why that is. So I want to jump in.
Yeah,
so what's number
we're going
1?
to go through 6 reasons why your healthcare business isn't growing fast enough. We've kind of bottled them up for all of you guys. So if you guys want to hear those 6 reasons, then type in hell yes, and then we'll know that you're ready to roll. You're ready to hear these 6 reasons. Make sure you get out a pen and paper ready to write these down. They're not rocket science, but they're very little tactics and really help you get straight and aligned.
This isn't about being complex. This is actually about focusing down and drilling down, and that's a really valid point. Like often when I'm running a strategy session with a person that wants to join our program, or we're running a workshop, we'll talk to someone about their business and they feel this pain of we're not growing and they're really stuck. And it just feels so massive, right?
Yeah.
Like overwhelming.
Yeah, crazy.
And the typical solution is, well, if it feels this debilitating, well, the solution must be incredibly complex. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, as humans, we always try and make this complex solution, but most of the time, business is really simple.
Yeah, but not easy.
It's not easy. It's simple when you follow certain strategies.
Yeah.
But yeah, as humans, like, oh my God, how am I going to solve this? The end of the world. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And then ultimately, it's just one little tweak that you end up making that makes the biggest difference.
Exactly, and that's what we're talking today about. The 6 things that you can do to actually make your business grow faster, because it's behind this are the 6 reasons why you're not growing fast enough. And these are really logical, but when you hone in on them, it's going to make the world of difference. So as you're going through, please type in any questions. We're going to circle back and answer them for you later. And also take note of which one of these, or even maybe more, is really holding you back the most. Do you want to lead us away, Sarah, with number 1?
All right.
And I'll try not to spill the coffee on the Mac this time as I do the podcast.
Otherwise, Stephen, if you're watching, you're going to have to buy us a new Mac.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, number 1 is lack of focus. So have you ever experienced being lack of focus? Like you're juggling multiple balls all the time. You end up running into your clinic. You're working on multiple projects. Yeah. You miss meetings, you switch between tasks, one minute you're working on this, the next minute you're working on that, or you're just not focused at all. And the impact of that is just feeling overwhelmed. Yeah,
that's right. And you're just not going to get anywhere. And it's not your fault if that's happening. And if you're anything like I was, I started my first clinic from scratch, my first physiotherapy clinic, and all I had was a lot of energy and excitement and enthusiasm and persistence to grow my business, but I didn't really have any structure around it, not for years to come after that point, in fact. But when you start off a business and you're at one level, you're kind of doing everything to make it work. You're wearing all the hats. And then as you start to grow, unfortunately, we tend to keep hold of those hats and those roles, and we still keep trying to do everything. And there's this, I think, a real sense within entrepreneurs like us, we don't want to hand things over. It's something we've had to work on very hard ourselves at our company at Practice Acceleration. But if you don't learn to delegate and we don't get super focused, we end up doing so many different things at once, and you actually become the bottleneck itself. So that lack of focus can really cause a really huge impact. And you wanted to share a story, I think, one of our mates. So you might be watching, Marty. You might be watching, actually.
Hey, Marty, if you're watching, or you might watch the replay of this.
I was chatting with him this morning, and I told him to make sure he watches this.
Last time we caught up in the Barossa at one of our masterminds with Marty, and he's got a really great business, but he had so many different things going on. Whenever we talk to him...
He's really smart, by the way, and he's amazing at what he does. I'll be crystal clear about that, right?
But he was working on so many different projects. 1 minute we're talking about his traffic plan. The next minute he's talking about launching all of these content funnels. He was working on a million different things. I want to install meetings. I want to do this. And I was like,
Then it was like all about ManyChat and going hard for that. And his SMS program. It was all over the place.
Yeah, so he was doing a little bit of all of these things, but nothing was making a really, really big impact in his business. Yeah. So we were actually having a couple of wines over lunch, Tristan. It was awesome.
Yes.
And said to Marty...
That's being generous. I think I probably had too many, but I had a wonderful time.
Yeah. So I said to Marty, just stop for a moment. I know what your problem is. And the thing is, when you're in the business, you're just caught up in the day-to-day stuff. You can't see it. So we're on the outside looking into his business, and I'm like, I know what the fix is. It's just trying to do a million different things. Let's just strip it away, make it really simple. We gave him 2 different strategies.
Yeah.
One was just to scale up his budget on his ads.
Yeah, on one particular funnel, we stripped them all back.
All the
we
other
doubled
funnels.
down on one of his Facebook funnels, which was the most simple one.
Yeah.
That was the one step we took. And what was the next step?
So he doubled his budget, which took him 5 minutes to do the next day.
Just kind of push some buttons.
Text and push the button. And then the next thing we did was installed 2 stand-up meetings a day. Before, he was running meetings at different times of the day, said, hey, all you need to do is add in one in the morning and one in the afternoon. They were the 2 strategies that he implemented. And then what was his results?
So he was doing 140,000 per month prior, and then 90 days later, less than 90 days later, it was like 82 days later, because he beat the deadline, he was up to $220,000 per month by that point. He was spending an extra $16,000 per month overall on his ads.
Yeah.
But that was the only increase in expense.
And his time, he was so much more focused on all of that. We stripped away all of the stuff that actually wasn't giving the results and just focused on that for 90 days, and he exploded.
So what's that? It's an extra 80,000 in revenue. Take the 16. It's an extra 64,000 in profitable monthly, or in monthly profit for Marty. Now, I just want to be clear. We're not saying that that's what's going to happen for you. We're not making any promise of results. We're just sharing a story of Marty here right now. In fact, anyone that follows our advice needs to actually do the work. I want to be extremely crystal clear. And he's also had the benefit of having us helping him to do that. But this is what happens when you get super focused on what's actually going to move the needle. And he was doing everything, and he's so smart and he's so articulate that he could convince us almost, actually that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, we're like, maybe we should do that.
Yeah, maybe we should do a million things too.
No.
And then we stripped it back, and that's what made all the difference for Marty. So that is point number 1. Get extremely focused. So lack of focus is the one thing that can hold you back.
So type in, guys, if you're here on the live stream, I would love to know if you're experiencing that right now. Just type in focus.
Yeah.
Or you've experienced that before. Just type in focus, and then we'll know if you're actually experiencing that right now. So that's point number 1. Why you're not winning in your business. It's lack of focus.
Exactly.
A really easy fix to get really focused is obviously get clear on what's working right now in your business, what's going to move the needle, and diarize everything.
100%.
We're obsessed with diarizing everything, especially if you're like a solo practitioner now, like you said earlier. You're wearing all of these hats in your business. Let's get focused in different zones. Like, hey, in the morning I'm doing admin time here. I'm seeing patients. I'm doing marketing here. Get really focused. And just that one hack is going to change your life.
Totally will. We just went through our quarterly review, and it's really funny. I do this for a living, and here I am throwing out ideas going, Sarah, we should do this, and this. And we're like, no, we're going to have one focus only. One focus. And I'm like, what about the other 19 that I had? I'm like, no, we've got one only. It's human nature. So make sure you get super focused. That is number 1. Number 2 is this. The second reason why you may not be growing as fast as you want, despite the fact you're really good at what you do and you're no doubt excellent at building your team and communicating with your referrers and really building some great leads there. The second reason why you may not be growing as fast as you want is because of this. Reverting back to old behaviors.
Yeah.
So if that is you, type in me. Reverting back to old behaviors. So this really comes about, and it's not unusual, when you start doing a new thing, and it doesn't immediately work.
Yeah.
Like, hang on, forget that, it doesn't work. I'm going to go back to what I used to do.
It doesn't work, gets really hard.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back that way because it's a lot easier. I know I'm comfortable doing that.
It's the whole like safety within, the constraints of your old results method, like better the devil you know. Well, I was back there, I was safe, I'll go back to being safe. The reality is, like, what I'm trying to say here is people give up way too soon.
Yeah.
So if you think about in terms of like competence levels, if you're learning something brand new for the first time, which is going to make a tremendous difference for you, likely it's going to feel hard because you don't know how to do it.
Exactly.
But if you give up too soon, you go back to old behaviors, you're going to be limited by what those old behaviors generated for you in terms of result. And hey, I get it. I've done it myself so many times. But now when we learn a new method, we know that there's going to be a lag to those results.
A 90-day lag.
A 90-day lag. And we've actually covered that in a podcast as well, if you guys want to check that out, the effects of the 90-day lag.
And actually, I've heard that with our clients as well. We talk about it with them because when they're growing their business as a solo practitioner, you're really, really great at treating patients. But then you've got to start, if you want to get bigger and grow your business, you have to hire a team.
Learn how to manage a
and
team
then
and train a team.
learning how to manage and train your team is a whole different skill set. It's really hard. And a lot of practice owners will just go back to their old way. Oh, I'm going to see the patients because I know what to do. And then training your team and learning how to manage is a really hard skill.
Yeah.
And it takes time to do that. And so that's why a lot of the successful practice owners really push through instead of just reverting back to their old behaviors.
Exactly. Like, quite simply put, like what you used to do will only get you yesterday's results. So we understand that that's a common default, but ask yourself, do you revert back to old behaviors when the going gets tough? Do you give up too soon? Type in too or type in old if that's what you do. And it's not your fault. If you have any questions about how to fix it, type them in too. So that is number 2.
Yeah, old or number 2. So we'd know that, when the going gets tough, you do revert back to the old behaviors. You think this is easier.
Yeah.
And that's why maybe number 2, that you're not really growing as quickly as you'd like in business.
Exactly. And what is number 3? And like, I know what's coming up. And like, this happens to me.
This happens to me. I think it happens to everyone. If it doesn't happen to you, then you're pretty much lying. I know that you are, but...
Or you're just flat out amazing.
Or you're just really amazing. But number 3, the third reason why your healthcare business isn't growing as fast enough is because of procrastination.
Yeah.
Yes. Type that in. If you ever find yourself procrastinating, just type that in and then I'll know that it happens to you and we're not alone, Tristan, as well.
And then we'll speak as to why this actually happens and what to do about it as well. I think it'd be really valuable.
So think about this. Are you ever putting things off, putting them kind of on a waiting list or putting them to the last minute to complete something? I hear that kind of back at university, you're like, last minute to put your exam in, to doing it the last minute, studying, stuff like that.
When this happens, then I'll do that.
Yeah, or believing you feel better at working under pressure, or you're always on an email, you're always checking your Facebook when you're meant to be hitting a deadline or doing something really hard. Trust me, we've all done it before.
Yeah,
procrastinating.
Or just simply getting caught up in so involved in drama that you actually end up putting off all the growth activities. So it's really common. If that is you, just type in procrastinate underneath and we will know that is you. But quite simply, I think the best solution is, like you said, is what? To diarise it, right?
Diarise everything. When you're going to work on it, stick to the diary. But I know the problem is people say, yep, it's in my diary, and it still doesn't happen.
Isn't that weird?
That's so weird. Type in if that's you. You put it in your diary.
And you still don't do it.
You still don't do it. I just want to know if that's something common that I hear. Yeah, I do hear that on our coaching sessions, also in the community as well. It's really common.
But we've all done it. There's been times where I've had activities to do during the week as part of my key performance actions, and then I actually haven't done it. But that'll never happen again because we do something different now. So the introduction of a weekly scorecard
weekly
Total
score.
game changer.
Yeah, game changer. You don't want to let anyone down. When you're getting scored
Yeah.
on something, you're going to do it. Otherwise, it's just in your diary. Oh, nah, too hard. I'll do that later. I'm going to go back out here and I'll go into the Facebook group and chat with our clients, which I love doing.
Yeah,
but
me too.
unfortunately, I've got to have certain times to do it. Otherwise, I'd spend all day in there. So just make sure that you diarise everything. And we also do another thing. We score it on Fridays, but we
Yeah.
also have an accountability buddy.
Exactly. So someone else is actually, so like if Sarah had a bunch of actions to do, which she does, on the Friday, I check, have you actually done these actions? Prove it. So there's just no way to get around procrastination. Another way we make it even easier is we only focus on 3 to 5 big rock actions that we actually work on every week.
Yeah.
That way, growing our business, it's not only is it not overwhelming, it's actually fun, because we're just going through one step at a time, then we're celebrating every single week. And I very much encourage you guys to do that. That's what our clients do. And that's how they grow in a very
Massively.
fast way with a lot of confidence and a lot of certainty.
Yeah, we actually add it in every single day, you and I, because we're accountability buddies. I'm
Yeah.
like, Tristan, have you said what you were going to do today? We break it down into 3 little action steps.
3 daily, yeah.
3 daily to hit our 3 for the week and make sure we never want to go home without doing our action steps as well.
Never do that.
So
get held to
we've
the
learned
sword.
that. We've definitely learned that from each other, but we hold each other to account and it works really well. So find someone in your business that can really hold you to account and score you as well. Because the thing I see, Tristan, is that people, they own their business, practice owners, could be you out there watching right
Yes.
now. Just because you're at the top, you still need to have someone else to score you and
Absolutely.
hold you to account.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, your behavior as the CEO, like our program is about turning people from clinicians into CEOs and developing a team that can get even better clinical outcomes than ever before. But as the CEO, as the owner of your company, you must be the most accountable person within the organization, because that will filter down. We're creating
starts from
a
the top.
culture of accountability. So you must do it. And if you're just by yourself and it's not an option to have an accountability buddy, well, you should certainly consider joining a program where you can get
Yeah.
mentored and where they can hold you to account, or a community that can hold you to account. Because let's face it, like being disciplined by yourself, that is hard work.
So
and it's
hard.
not much fun at all.
Yeah. So type in 3 or type in procrastination if that's you, if you're experiencing it right now or you have in the past. I just love to know, type that into the comments as we're going through, and then we'll filter back as well and have a look.
Perfect. So let's talk now about number 4. This is, in my opinion, like this is a plague. This affects all of us, and it's the quick fix mentality. So ask yourself if that is you. You can actually, I very much believe in change mindset. If you have this quick fix mentality right now, if you've got a change mindset, you can change that. It's really important.
Yeah.
We only work with people that have a change mindset versus a fixed mindset, because if someone's got this quick fix mentality, right? If someone comes to us with their business, and think about it like this with a patient. A patient comes to see you, and let's say they've got a long-standing condition. In my background in physiotherapy, and as I've come across in all different niches in healthcare over the last decade, every profession has a type of patient that's a chronic problem.
Yeah.
If someone comes to you with a chronic problem, they've got a lifetime of issues, and they want a quick fix, it's not going to happen, is it?
It's not going to happen.
It makes no sense, right? So this patient comes to you and you go, hang on, think in your head right now, this patient that you've seen maybe in the last month, they had a chronic condition. It's been going on for quite some period of time. Yet they come to see you and they're like, hey, it's chronic. I want you to fix it now. It's like in their head, like that's what they want. It's just not going to happen. And you know, as a healthcare professional, that's just like totally illogical. In fact, if you told them they could get a quick fix, that's wrong. That's actually unethical. So when people come to us, they get a chronic condition in their business. It's been going on for like over 6 months. That's chronic, guys.
Yeah.
That's actually chronic. You're not going to get a quick fix result. Sure, you get fast results. But business, it's about a long-term strategy. You need to be committed to doing the right actions, the right key performance actions, so that your key performance indicators improve. So if you have a quick fix mentality in your business, you're really setting yourself up for wild up and down roller coaster emotions. And that's not what we want for you guys.
Yeah, we don't want that. People who come to us, they want instant results. And
not
of
gonna
course,
happen.
it's not going to happen. We can give them a campaign to get instant results, but
Yeah,
that's only going to fix it for
100%.
a tiny bit of the time, because the
Exactly.
real problem is a different problem, but they just want to chase this bright, shiny object, these new patients. And
Exactly.
Yeah, it's not going to fix the problem that you have right now. And the impact really is your business is going to stay stuck.
Yep. Yeah.
And you'll never really build that sustainable or scalable business that you're after. So,
Yeah, exactly. Like business is a 24/7 gig. Like you really need to have a long-term game plan in place. If you get a quick fix mentality, business is really going to spit you out. So if you're currently thinking like a quick fix person, like I spoke to a person from the UK the other day, he's an orthopedic surgeon, and he was like, hey Tristan, I want to work with you because I see how cool your ads are and they're working so well, which is true. Thank you for noticing.
Yes, thank you.
But then he said, so what I want to do is just like turn on a Facebook campaign because my understanding is they work instantly and I want to double my business in 90 days. And I'm like, well, actually, no. Like, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Like, no, not at all. Like, I mean, a campaign can work really, really quickly, provided you've actually got the back-end strategy built up on Facebook to support that, and you've backed it up on email and Instagram and so on. But I just had to remind him, I said, look, I'll be really honest with you. In the first 90 days, you've actually to lay down the groundwork here so that a campaign will work for you. You haven't earned the right to even put an offer out there yet. So I reframed this quick fix mentality, and we focused this surgeon's efforts on that. Now he's built up a killer brand.
Yeah.
Now his campaigns absolutely kick butt. But that's because he had a change mindset. We're able to change him from quick fix to long-term strategy.
Yeah, so let's have a long game focus.
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up into these little campaigns and these strategies because it happens to us as well. Every quarter we look at these goals and we see a new campaign on Facebook. I want to do the new ManyChat. I want to do this funnel. But really, you just need to focus on what's going to build out a scalable business. Have a long game focus.
Correct. So if that's been an issue for you before, just type in 4 beneath here.
Yeah, then we'll know.
And I also want to make sure that you understand you need to have a change mindset so that you can actually grow. So type in 4, and also underneath that you can write 4, but now change mindset. So we know you've actually taken that next step action to actually move forward. So that's number 4. What's number 5?
Number 5, I'm having a whole heap of fun here, but this one, I hear this in our community all the time.
Me too.
People are chasing bright, shiny objects.
Yeah. Wow.
These like little lights go off and they're like, oh, new strategy, I want to do that. Ooh.
Yeah.
And it happens in our community a lot because people are all working on different projects at different times in their business. They see someone getting an amazing result over here and they're like, all right, I'm going to try that because I want to get that amazing result. I want to do that. And then it just keeps going around and around. They're spinning the wheels.
Like it happened this week when we released our SMS campaigns and we saw people getting literally over 100 new patients inside an hour. Then we've got other clients that are new to our program going, oh, the SMS campaign. We're like, no, you can't have that yet because you first of all need to install the retention system so that every lead that comes through we then retain. And they'll be thanking us in 30 days time from now. But it's just like, it's like, hey, they're doing that, I better do that. Like, no, you need to actually have a long game focus and install the strategies.
Yeah, and it's come quite common in our group too. People are saying, nope, you're chasing bright, shiny objects. You can't work on that now. They hold each other to account, which is awesome, which is so funny. But yeah, symptoms of this bright, shiny objects, like I said, you're stopping and you're starting projects. You're never really completing any of them. You're chasing these new strategies. And it's just not what you should be focused on in your business. We need to make sure that you're focusing at the right thing at the right time.
Exactly, 100%.
So the fix really is to follow a step-by-step plan and update it every single quarter and don't change it.
Yeah, commit to it.
Commit to your plan. If you've set your goals, you set your plan. This is what I know I need to achieve it, and then just stick to it.
Exactly. I love that.
So type in number 5 or type in shiny, any of those things that I know that if it happens to you, you chase bright, shiny objects. You get excited by new strategies, new campaigns, and then you forget what you're meant to be working on. Just type in 5, and I'll know that that's happened to you before or it's currently happening to you right now. But don't worry, the fix is to follow a step-by-step plan. Yeah,
and Marty, if you're watching this, you better not be typing in number 5 because we've sorted you out. So let's keep you nice and focused. And that brings us to number 6, which is being to stop and start. So I think like being stop and start is a symptom of the first 5 points we've just described. So if you're not set up to win from the get-go, it's very easy to be stop and start with the amount of effort and also the amount of time that you dedicate to your business. So the best advice I can give you so that you actually do take continuous action is that we do what Sarah said before. We actually diarize the time to actually work on your business. Make it an amount of time that you can commit to every single week, which you can fit in. Do it between your working hours. So I'd suggest it's between 8 and 5 for you guys, depending on your clinical hours.
Yeah.
That way you actually focus on it with the same level of dedication that you would give your clinical focus. It's not outside of work, it's not on the weekends. That way we understand business is part of your life, and we're not actually putting business to the side and go, I'll do that after hours, because it's really important you actually value your business. Otherwise, you'll be stop and start. We use a tremendous sprint system with our clients, so they can always get this done, and then we support them, because it's human nature that you will go off track. I want to be crystal clear. Even if you work with us, you'll still go off track, but we will realign you very, very quickly. But it is really important you actually set yourself up for success from the get-go by diarising when you work on your business, you commit for that 90 days, you make it sustainable, and you work on the one thing that's going to make the really big difference, and you just commit and go all in. And that is how you'll have the best quarter you've ever had.
So we say a minimum of 4 hours per week to work on your business, but that's because our clients, they have proven strategies that they can install. They've got step-by-step trainings. If you're doing it on your own, trying to figure out all of these strategies, you would need a lot more time to do that.
You would, because you actually have to develop the strategies. So maybe like 100 hours per week or something. No, I'm just kidding. It'd be a lot, right? But our clients can do it 4 hours per week because they've already got the frameworks in front of them to focus on it. It really saves them a whole ton of time. So if you are a little bit stop and start with the level of execution you're having for your business, just type in stop and start beneath here. Type that in here, or type in number 6, or type in stop and start, and we will know that that is you. And once again, thank you for sharing all this, because we understand that it's not easy to say, hey, my business isn't going the way that I want. But it's really important that you get honest with yourself and then you reach out for help. And part of that is by sharing it in here right now, because we're taking it from inside your own head and we're actually writing it down. Then it becomes real in your world. You said, hey, you know what? Actually, I've been a little bit stop and start. I need to work on that. If it's knocking around in your head, you actually haven't admitted it to yourself yet. So we just type it in here. It's going to feel real good once you've done that, because then we can actually get to the good stuff, which is fixing it.
Then you can fix it. So that's it. There's the 6 reasons why your healthcare business isn't growing as fast as you like. So I'm just going to recap those for you guys. So number 1 was lack of focus. Are you experiencing lack of focus right now? Just type that in as I go through these. Type in 1 if you're experiencing lack of focus.
It might be multiple ones of these as well.
It could be multiple of these, so type them in as we go through. It could be 1, 2, 3, 4, or it could be all of them, by a matter of fact. Just type them in. So number 1, are you experiencing lack of focus right now? Number 2, are you reverting back to old behaviors?
Yeah, super common.
When the going gets tough, you revert back to what's easy. Do you revert back to old behaviors? So type that in. Type in number 2 if you're currently experiencing that, or if you have experienced it before. The third one is procrastination. Are you experiencing procrastination?
Are you procrastinating?
Are you procrastinating?
Putting things off.
Putting things off, not taking action. Then number 4 is that quick fix mentality. Are you experiencing that right now? Because I want you to change that really, really quickly. I want you to have a change mindset. Yes. And then number 5, are you chasing those bright, shiny objects? The quick strategies, those new strategies, stop and start. Is that you? Number 5, are you chasing bright, shiny objects? Just type that in. And then number 6 stop and start.
Stop and start.
Are you being stop and start with your strategies all the time? Or it could be all of them. Type in all if you're experiencing all of them. We're going to circle back, and now you've got the fix. You know how to fix all of these things to really be winning in business.
100%. All right, guys, so I'm going to be circling back and checking out those comments. So I'd love to know, please comment beneath here inside the feed which one you are experiencing. If you've got a question about it, please pop that in, and we'd love to be able to give you some tips, or private message you with some tips as well. So guys, thank you so much for joining us. This is episode number 85 of the podcast. Once again, if you're listening to this in the car, this was from a live stream recording. You can join us for the next one on Facebook. Make sure that you do that. We're going to wrap things up. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.